Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. This is how I paint my gatehouse that I've been designing over on Instagram and building. It's a rather large build, so I'll have to stand back and lift it up so you can see. But it is this. Oh, it looks quite nice in the camera there. Huh. So it's this thing. Everything is handcrafted by myself and made from cardboard tubes. I'll spin it around. Hopefully I don't drop it. Yes, this is the gatehouse I've built. I'm just going to take you through the painting process. There will be a few more painting videos coming soon of the ROK Minis house that I did. This is the kit that I designed for ROK Minis, which you can buy from him. I'm painting this next, and then I'll be finishing off the blacksmith I've done. I'll show you that now. This is going to be a blacksmith, so the forge in there will have a light as well, and there'll also be a water wheel with that, so that's all carved texture card, so that's coming as well. I don't have videos of how I built these, unfortunately, but that is something I'm going to remedy for future builds. I'm going to start filming all of the build processes for everything. For the large build that I've got coming up, large, this was pretty big, the large build coming up, which is the Angry Dragon Inn. It's a four floor fully playable D&D build. It's pretty big. All the floors will be removable and taken out. I will probably do a picture reel for the Facebook for a YouTube video, and then I will do an actual video of me painting it. Any subsequent builds after that will all be videoed. So I'll probably video them all and then turn them into a time lapse and talk over them, because that will be the easiest way of me doing it and me remembering. I'm going to try and video the process. I won't bore you with dry brushing. If I do, it'll be like a 3-second clip where you see me dry brushing something for painting or cutting bricks. I'm going to do a series of basic videos of how I dry brush, or how I cut bricks, or how I do colours. I've got a few pieces in mind to use for that I could got casts of, and I can do multiple bits, so I can test different types of stone out and different types of weathering out. So yeah, the shorter videos will be coming soon, so it'll be like 5 to 10 minutes long or 8 minutes long or whatever. Got to feed the algorithm right. So but yeah, so I hope you enjoy this one. I will start at the beginning. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. There's going to be some music, background music as well. But yeah, thank you again for all your support. I really appreciate it, guys. Couldn't do it without you guys, obviously, because you all like my stuff and follow and subscribe and stuff. So yeah, if you can like, follow and subscribe and continue to do so, that'd be brilliant. Throw us a comment, ask me any questions. I don't mind, whatever you like. It could be anything. I'll answer where I can. But yeah, enjoy. Thanks very much, guys. See you again. There we go. This is it in all its unpainted glory. It's nice wooden steps going up to the top deck. And we've got a middle deck with a door accessing it, which will be accessed from the one down below. And then you've got a door coming out of that one, going across to this corridor, going up to this tower with a hatch. And you've got the accessibility of the actual gate there. Some of the windows are a bit low to the ground, but I don't really care. It's just a fantasy build, so it doesn't have to make sense. So I'm going to go ahead now. Oh, we've got a flagpole as well. Comes in multiple parts. The stairways are separate, the flagpole is separate, and this separates from the base for ease of painting. Once I finish painting it, it'll be glued on. So I'm going to go ahead now and do some black black acrylic and Mod Podge coating. So I'll bring you back when that's done. I might do a time lapse. Right, that's enough of that time-lapse rubbish. I'll bring you back when this is all undercoated and the tower's undercoated, and you'll see it all in black, and that'll be exciting for you. Back shortly. There we go, it's black. The wood will be getting a spray of a black spray, and I'll probably go over some more bits of the black as well now that it's all covered with the Mod Podge. There's quite a bit of black wood to spray, so I'll do that when it's not dark outside. I'm watching Solo, by the way, just for those of you who are wondering. I've even managed to get the Lonely Tower award Mod Podged as well, ready for casting, so that'll be done soon. Yeah, I should get the wood undercoat tomorrow, and then I can start with a grey base coat. So for me, about 12 hours. For you, about 4 or 5 seconds. See you later. There you go, as you can see, I brought you back for the end of the dry brushing session on that one. Flip it around for a change, get it all exciting. I've just overbrushed Mechanica Standard Grey on the whole build. I'm going to go around now and pick out a few of the larger stones in a darker grey and some of the smaller ones in a lighter grey, just to give it a bit of tonal variation. And then we'll dry brush everything, probably with a Dawnstone as standard. Maybe, I'm just guessing while I'm on the... Okay, so Mechanicus is light, so probably a Dawnstone, and then Administratum as usual, and then we'll probably add some beiges in afterwards, so probably a Terminatus Stone, maybe an Orphan Grey right at the end. But I'm going to do some variations on the stone. It'll look quite flat and dull before I've added the washes in and the recessed shades, but yeah, I'll add another dry brush. Probably, which one's darker? Dawnstone to start, and then pick out some of the larger stones, and then Dawnstone, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like then. The base is nearly finished. Actually, you saw from the recap earlier. So that's that done. Again, it looks really flat and it's partially tonal. I haven't put any washes or shades in there at the moment, but I'll add those in as when I add them in for the actual gatehouse, because I'm going to actually glue the gatehouse to the base anyway, and I'll need to add some sand around the edges, so yeah. Cool, I'll bring you back shortly. There we go, we've added some extra detail to the gatehouse now. You can see the larger blocks have all been covered with Skaven Blight Dinge, and the arch blocks around all the doorways and the windows have all been covered with Rust Grey. This is a bit of a stark contrast, but it's the story behind this is a wealthy merchant that's taken it over, and this is now his abode, and he's had to make some changes for living in it as opposed to a castle. So we've still got the arrow slits in the walls, but he's also put windows in because invaders would find it very easy to get in there. But this is during a time of peace, so he's made some changes, and the different colour in the arches denotes the different materials used to make additions to the build. I'm probably going to put a few more extra bits in there, I'm not sure yet, but I'll bring you back. I'm going to do some dry brushing now. I'll probably have Dawnstone, so I'll bring you back shortly. The Dawnstone dry brush has been completed. You can see there's still a tiny variation between the Rust Grey, Skaven Blight Dinge, and the other greys on it. It's not a great deal, but it does offer some variation in the tones, which is quite nice. I'm now going to do an Administratum Grey before I do the washes on it, which will be Agrax and Athonian Camel Shade again. Keep saying Camel Shade. Athonian Camo Shade and a few others, just for where water would collect and runs down and stuff. So they don't have cartridge pressure washers back here. So I'll get the Administratum Grey sorted out, and I'll bring you back when it's done. I just thought I'd bring you back and show you how I'm layering up the Administratum. So I'm using Administratum Grey here. I've got a bit on a tissue. I don't have a dry brush pad yet, I'll get one. And I'm literally just mixing, I'm not wiping it off, I'm just dragging it down. And on this one, I just want it dragged down so I can see the highlights from the top of the bricks. So it's kind of, it's halfway between a dry brush and an overbrush. So as you can see, I'm doing this. By the way, I'm using the Army Painter dry brushes. These were the ones that were the first available to me. So I bought these, and they're really good. $17.99, you get 3 different sizes. Really good. Not sponsored by Army Painter. But hey, if you're watching, feel free to send me some stuff. So yeah, I bought these from my local gaming store, The Missing Geek in Staines. It's very good, run by Alan, lovely chap. So I've got these. So yeah, I'm just overbrushing, as you can see. I'm not doing every single spot. You can see some variation in the different colours and that. So yeah, there wouldn't be a lot of different colour greys really. Everyone's mining from the same quarry and bricks are coming out. So once I put the Agrek Thirst shade on, it would be a multitude of variations anyway. So just thought I'd bring you back and show you my method. So it's not really a dry brush on these. So yeah, you can see, get a bit of a brightness there. Ooh, I didn't like that one much. But that's the good thing, if it's still wet as opposed to a dry brush, you can blend it in nicely. You get variation, see, nice and grey down the bottom, quite light grey here. But there'll be a lot of water streaking down here from all these wood beams, where the water would catch when it's raining. So yeah, cool. I'll continue this without breaking it and I'll bring you back. There we go, the Administratum Grey's done on that. As you see, it's some really nice variation of the greys there. You can really see the different colours coming through with the overbrush. So now I'm going to start adding some washes onto the greys and see how that happens. So it'll mainly be under the edges here where the water from rain would have seeped through the rocks and come through. Corners here, crevices, underneath windowsills where it would have pulled down. Anyway, I think it'll look effective basically. Gives it a bit of variation in colour. It'll be the brown and the greens and that coming through. After I've done that, I'll see if I think I need any other variation of colour in there. Maybe some spots of some Reichland flesh shade and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, okay. It's just boring dry brushing at the moment, or overbrushing. So I'll bring you back when I get some exciting stuff. There we go, just added some Agrek shade into some of the recesses. And with it being on the different greys, you can see, well, I can see, I don't know if you guys can on this crappy video, but you can see just with the brown added to the greys, you can see tinges of yellow and green in there. Now we'll be adding more green in as well, but I'm using my usual method of applying the Agreks in fairly thick water. They're watered down with medium. Put it on fairly thickly in the recesses where you want it, and I'm stippling it out with the same dry brushes from Army Painter again not sponsored, and I'm stippling them out. Let me show you actually what I was doing earlier. So I'll do underneath here. So I'm doing underneath here. This is talent. I'm holding the foam in one hand and doing it with the other, and then I stipple it out. So we can switch over for you. You can see, and I stipple it out. You see, it leaves a bit in the recess. It gives it better here. Brings it down in a gradual shade. So I've applied a couple of layers and done it a couple of times. I don't like it where it's just a run, because over time a run would just be multiple runs and it'd just blend in. So yeah, this is the brown. I'm going to do this portion here, do browns, I'm going to add the greens, and then I might do a dry brush of a lighter grey on some of the open exposed bricks. And I'll bring you back when that's completed, and then I'll complete the whole thing. So I'll bring you back shortly. This is future Iain here. I've decided to voice over a little bit of where I'm actually going to show you how I do the stippling properly without having the phone in my hand. So was just pointing to where I've done it before, so I'm going to take you through it now. So I'm applying some Agrek's Earthshade. It's there you go. Thanks, past Iain. It's quite liberal, so you apply it quite liberally down in a downwards motion. This is going to be where the water would pool and seep through from the rocks above, from the stone above where it's been. So apply it quite liberally. It looks quite stark and quite bad from there. But we're going to take one of those trusty dry brushes. Here we go. And we're going to stipple out the edges. Leave the bulk in the middle, but just get the edges and stipple it out ever so slightly. You stipple out the bottom bit as well, and you'll see it leaves a really nice feathered edge on it, and it looks like it's been there for a while. Depending on the look you want to go, you can add multiple layers in. I will probably do 1 or 2 layers on this, and I'll leave a little bit on the edges as well. So yeah, looks quite good. This is a little short tutorial of different Instagram, so I had to cut the sound and just add you back in, so enjoy. There we go, I've just been continuing with the weathering around the miniature. miniature. Ha! It's massive. This side has got just the Agrax at the moment. This side has got the green and the Agrax. You can really see the difference between the two. So I'm going to continue going around more and more of the miniature. I've got to stop saying that. And I'll bring you back when a bit more's done. I started a little bit on the back, but I'm going to finish this side off as well before I carry on. Yeah, I'll bring you back to the video shortly. Well, I'm just taking a little break from the weathering. And I'm actually coming back from a little break as well. You will have seen from the last clip, it would have been about half a second to this one. I've not been doing any hobby for about 3 or 4 weeks. I've taken some time off, looking after my mental health, spending some time with the family, enjoying some movies and some television series. But now I'm back, and as I said, it will be about half a second for you guys, but it's been about 4 weeks. I've not updated Instagram or anything like that. So I'm going to crack on with this again and carry on. I'm going to take a break from the weathering of the actual gatehouse itself. I'm going to do some of the base, so I'm going to go around the edges here, make it all brown, and then go back to some weathering, and then come back and dry brush this and wash it when I need to. So I'm using some really cheap studio acrylics, and this is sienna, raw sienna. This stuff's really cheap. Hobbycraft, you get a load in there. So it's 100ml for like 3 or 4 quid, as opposed to 11ml for 3 or 4 quid. So yeah, I'm going to use that as the base coat, mix it some water, and then crack on. So I'm going to do some of that now, and I'm going to time lapse it and play a little bit of music. Well, that's layer 1 down. As you can see, it's quite patchy. So we'll let that dry. We'll do another layer. I'll bring you back. Yes, these green bits. And on the tower here, there are some gold bits as well. Courtesy of my 5-year-old daughter getting hold of my paints. Yes, that was fun. I'll just paint over those, it should be fine. Right, I'll bring you back when I've done another layer. Right, that layer is just about dry. Yes, fairly dry. So I've been working on some of the weathering, same as on the brickwork previously in the video. And you see I'm trying to work on it to get it to tie in nicely around the bottoms. And this is where the stairs meet the cobble, so I'll have some weathering as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. Still got to get rid of these pesky marks for my 5-year-old. Right, I'll crack on with that and get some more, get another layer on this, then probably a dry brush of something lighter, and then some spot washes and some grass, and then the base will be done until the building is done, and then I can tie it all in with hopefully some weathering powders or something. I'll bring you back shortly. After doing some weathering and doing some of the base, I wanted to see what the wood was going to look like against the stone. Now this is just a single base coat of Mornfang Brown for now. I will be weathering the hell out of it. I'm going to be doing the spars across the window, metal, I think, for metal bars. The owner of the now defunct Battle Keep has obviously made it metal to keep it nice and secure from intruders, not wood. So we're going to put, it's going to be leaded glass in effect. I'll put that across. What I am struggling with, and stupidly so, is the fact that I put these back directly onto cardboard, and I don't know what to do with the cardboard. If I could access the inside, I would cut that out and make it go through and put a light in it. But this is probably only my 10th build, so yes, the foresight was not there. But I'm probably I might get the airbrush out, or I might just do some stippling, I'm not sure yet. So just want to see what the brown would look like. I'm going to put some metal in, the metallic in these two. I'm just going to do these two for now. Write the method down and I'll continue with the rest. These would just be slits, and I think I'll just paint the inside of the slits black or dark grey to tie in. Yeah, I'll cut and bring you back in a minute when I've done some more. I've been experimenting a bit more with some wood. This is literally dry brushing and contrast paints. I've done dry brushing of Terminatus stone and Rakarth flesh. Is it Rakarth flesh? Yeah, Rakarth flesh on that. My finger, sorry. And then a thick thick layer of contrast Gorgonta fur and then whopped it in with the brush. Then spots of skeleton horde and black Templar. And then I actually did a tiny bit of contrast Blood Angels red, and then I spotted in some Baletown green and where's the other badger gone? And some Arthonian camel shade, camel shade again, camel. I'll get it right one day. And I think that's come up quite nice so far. I might get a little dry brush on that at the end, I'm not sure. But I think it goes quite nicely with the brick. This is yet to be weathered, so it will tie in nicely with that when it's done. I'll bring you back when I've done some more. I am actually really pleased with that wood. I think it will go well on the rest of it. A nice bit of contrast. Cool. Right, so I'm dry brushing some rack white over the black undercoat straight away. And just go straight on, as messy as you want with it. But I will primarily just do one coat to start with. And then what I will do after that is a coat of, where's it gone? Here it is. Contrast Gorgonta fur. I do need a new bottle though, because this one is nearly out. So let's get some wall paint on there. So, this is known as, I hate saying it, the slap chop method. And I hate that expression with a passion. I just don't like it. Nothing against the person that invented it. I think they're fantastic. I just hate the use of the word slap chop. I think it's ridiculous. So yeah, and what I'm doing with this as well, I'm going to focus on areas of wear, so the edge of the steps, and then the platform. The guards would take the easiest route, so they'll be coming over here. So we'll focus on that when we do it, and we'll have a little bit here as well. So I'm going to do a bit more of that, and I'll bring you back in a sec. So now I'm going to go over this area with a 1-to-1 mix of the Gorgonta fur and the technical contrast medium. And this is it. This is how you get the effect. Again, slap chop, but not slap chop because I don't like that word. Or multiple words. I think it's not a fan. Don't like it at all. Nice and thick. And you'll see here I've made another highlight of Terminus Stone, and I'll go over that in a minute so it looks like it's been more worn wood. If you go over the black undercoat, you'll just see the deeper recesses, which is quite nice. Right, I'll go this, finish this, and bring you back in a sec. There you go, when it's dry, it looks like that. I'll do another dry brush over it to get some wear and tear. I'm obviously going to put a little bit of green around the edges, maybe some more black in there for a bit of wood rot. But yeah, quite pleased with it. You see the other bit I did over, it looks quite good. You can see a bit of wear. I'm going to dry brush some of that with probably some flayed one flesh or something. I really light dry brush to see the edges of the wood being worn down. But yeah, there's the stairs with an extra coat on them. There you go. I'm going to finish the rest of the wood and I'll bring you back to the video and use this as for a reel for Instagram. Right, I brought you back. I've finished all the wood. I've done all the wood. I've done all the doors. Let me come around slowly but fast. I did an extra layer of the Gorgonta fur on the wood because I thought it was a bit too light. You can still see some wear and tear where the guards would have walked up and down the stairs, along planking and everything. Also taken it upon myself to do the rest of the weathering on the bricks, same as everything else. And I've started on some metallics, so the rivets on the wood and the window frames. I'm not going to do wooden window frames. They'll be made by the blacksmith, which is a building coming soon. I think I've just got a little bit more weathering to do around the top bits. And then I've got to work on this thing, the banner. I've got some decals for the top there, but I've just got to paint it. make it okay. But it's very close to finishing, so I'll get to work on these rivets. It's going to be a simple black wash over that with probably a rust spot and then a highlight, and then that'll be done. And probably the same on the windows as well. Once that's done, I'll put it on its base and I'll bring you back in a sec. Alright, here we go. I brought you back. I did a bit more work on the tower and it's now finished. You'll see a couple of main things from the video that's changed, but I'll go through the whole thing with you now. So, windows were metallic and they were coated with contrast black Templar. Probably a bit too much, but I'll probably do a dry brush on those at some point, but not today. The base was also dry brushed, and that's basically your sand. That's basically khaki, yep, carrick stone, and then screaming steel, not khaki, and that was done. And then I did a little bit of wash around the edges of the stones. I'll still have to add some grass into this, but again, I think I'm going to put this on a gaming board and blend it in, so I'll add the grass at a later date. Yep, all metallic's done, the stairs are done, they go seat nicely in the board. Comes in 3 pieces, the base, the stairs, this, and the banner, which is conspicuously missing because I just do not have the brain power to tackle the banner at the moment, to do the quarters and add the decals. It's not something I want to do. I did want to get this video out, so I'm going to do this. So it's bannerless at the moment. I'm happy with it how it is, it's fine. I'm really pleased with it. So this is the back side. I will spin this around so you can see. It is a hefty old build, this one. The only thing bigger will be the Angry Dragon when it's done, and this is the front of the gatehouse. So yeah, super happy. Thank you for all your support again, as usual, guys. Your massive support from Instagram on this one, absolutely huge. You all loved it, and I'm super pleased with it. And to say it was inspiration from a Chessington trip is a bit mad. So, right, thank you once again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.